No risk, no reward, right? What is life all about if you can't show a silly dog? Sweet little dog. Okay, what are we talking about? We are talking about eBay here. But as you know, talk about other stuff. Victoria's Secret women's pink and white striped PJ set, size small. This pink and white Victoria's Secret, sometimes they have sparkles, but this seems to sound. Now remember, Barbie core, pink. Pink is very in, and I would imagine lots of Victoria's Secret stuff would probably go with, well, Barbie core. I mean, Victoria's Secret is always, always good, but I imagine pink is even better now because of the Barbie movie. So this sold for $20 plus $5 shipping, $25. I paid $5. I made $11. And I sold this J. Crew black and white gingham check shirt, tunic, blouse, women's size small. And this sold for $9 plus $5 for $14. I paid $1 and I made $8. I was at a yard sale. This lady had so much gingham stuff. And so I've been selling it. This is a Tech Gear, Dry Tech, women's. Sorry if I don't show you guys this enough. And I hope you can hear me. I put on my this on the TV once. I usually don't listen to it on the TV, and it seemed to not be very good, sound, audible, what's the word? Not very good sound quality on the TV. So let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But if it's okay, just let me know that too. Tech Gear Dry Tech women's multicolored blue sleeveless dress, size large, and they paid $17 plus $5, $22 total. I paid $3. I made $12. And then this, let me tell you a little story about this. It's a Lillian Vernon silk robe, and I had no flaws in there. And the lady wrote me and she said, could you please check it and make sure there's no flaws at all? I did check it and I found a couple of flaws. There were a couple of small stains that I missed. So I told her that. She asked me if I could take off enough for a dry cleaning visit, and I did that, and we made the sale. So, nice lady. $24 plus $5 shipping, total of $29. I paid $2. I made $18. Polo Ralph Lauren, more gingham. Gingham is in. At least in this house, it's in this eBay store. Polo Ralph Lauren shorts, men's size 40, green checkered gingham, 9-inch inseam. They like to know what the inseam is. These for shorts. I paid $3. They paid $12 plus $5 for $17, and I made $6. So I made $107. Just about exactly 50% of that is profit, $55. So this year so far, I have made $23,042. Do a little dance, I made $1,000 more. Whenever I break into the next 1,000, I do dance. Almost gonna be dancing maybe tomorrow. I've made $11,904. It'd really be nice to get to 12,000 by the end of the month, because that puts me right about what I'm kind of aiming for, 2,000 profit a month. So, let us talk a little. I had a few things here to talk about. Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about brands and really thinking about, we're in a little bit of a bubble, we eBayers, because after doing eBay for a while, I think we maybe forget that a lot of people don't even know about brands like Johnny Was and some of these brands that were always so hot to look for. That's why the bread and butter brands are, that we can find, don't always pass them up. Don't always be thinking you have to wait for some fancy brand to make a good sale. Before I did eBay, I had never heard of Johnny Was. I had never heard of I don't think I had even heard of Eileen Fisher. I hadn't heard of Free People. All I knew was, I knew J. Jill, anything in the mall I knew, but I never went looking for other brands and designer brands. So just wanted to say that. I was thinking of asking my daughter, who doesn't really go, isn't a fashionista, if she had like quiz her on brands she had heard and hadn't. Maybe we could do like a live quiz. That might be fun. Let's do a little video on what I'm selling and listing right now. I have some listings that I made last night, so I know exactly, instead of me saying, I think I'll list this for, $20, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm listing it for. Well, we're downsizing because we're moving. And we picked these up at a yard sale. My husband is really into ships and history and boats and military and navy and all of that. And so he wanted these, and he wanted to pick this up. But we don't really live in, nor are we moving to, in my mind, type of house that has nautical decor. I don't know. It's not our decor. So I asked him, I said, can we get rid of that? And we also have another one here, which I'll talk about too. And he said yes. And he also mentioned that they weren't the greatest quality boats, these ones that were put together. So I did a little research yesterday, and there's one guy selling these like crazy, all kinds of stuff, but he's selling like really super high-end, handmade, just beautiful replicas. And I could see looking at that, and then my husband saying these aren't high quality. I actually could see the difference in quality. And they were selling like good sell-through for like $700 to $1,000. But I was reading about them, and he was saying that it took about 70 hours of work. So, if he's selling, or 700 hours of work. So who's ever making them, and then selling them for 700, that's like 10 cents an hour. So it's not worth it to go out and make one. You probably have to find them. Anyways, so I asked my husband a little bit about this, the USS Constitution, which is in Boston. And we actually went and saw that when we went on a cruise a few years ago. So this one I'm listing for on auction. I couldn't really find anything like it, but I'm going to start it at $49.99 and see what happens. And this other one, so if you do find like a high quality one of these or even this, this we paid probably $5 for. I'm starting it at $50 plus calculated shipping, something like this. I'm giving 3 options for the shipping. Actually, I haven't really figured that out yet. I have to see. And then this one is another one. This is Cutty Sark. And this one I'm listing for, I'm just listing it buy it now at $39.99. There were plenty of those listed and not great sell-through. So see that. And then if they don't, I think they'll sell, honestly. It looked like people are pretty into these. So there's a kind of a bolo, these ships. Of course, you have to be real careful with the shipping, that you do calculated shipping for something like that, most likely. And let's look at these. What do we got here? What do we got that I didn't show you guys yet? I feel like I did these ones yesterday. Did I? So forgetful. No, I don't think I did these. So, I was thinking about something else. Yeah, I was thinking about, my husband. He's just about his whole being so good at history. Like last night, I was reading a book about books, and the book was called Books That Have Changed Your Life. And the authors were interviewing authors on books that had changed their life. It's really good. It's a great way. I love hearing about that to figure out other good books to read. And there was a book called The Reason Why, I think, and it was about the Crimean War. And so I called my husband in, because I didn't know off the top of my head what the Crimean War was. And I said, at first I had to say to him, I always have to phrase, whenever I ask him a history question, I always phrase it like this. I have to say, briefly, tell me about the Crimean War. Because if I don't say that, heaven knows how long he can talk about the Crimean War, especially now that I know the Crimean War had something to do with the Ottoman Empire and everything. I still don't quite know, but I have a general idea what the Crimean War is about. Okay. So, anyways, I have learned so much about history being married to this man. It's really quite great. He speaks 7 languages. He was born in Wichita, Kansas. He moved to Turkey when he was 3 and lived in Ankara. His mother was an American. His father was Turkish, so he's bilingual, and just had a real knack for languages. So, okay. Couple more things. These ones I didn't list yet, so let me just tell you what they are. Oh, this is REI. Just a nice jacket, size 12, women's. I might keep this. Might be a little big for me, but I don't know. REI is, I think REI is pretty good. I've had some REI sit a little bit. So, let's see, that one I think I did. I got these the other day, and I might have talked about them. This moss, Redskins moss shirt. Now, I don't know if the Redskin stuff is going to be now more popular since they're no longer called the Redskins. I don't know much about how sports stuff works like that. I imagine there's so much of this in circulation that it's probably just depends on the piece, of course, right? J. Crew Cameron pants. They had the name in them, so I thought, well, they're size 10. I don't know if those would fit. They might. Maybe 15 or 20 for those. And then Talbot's, the weekend chino. Gosh, I feel like I talked about these. Well, this is a pretty common one. Maybe I've just mentioned it before. 12 or 15 for that. Where are we at? 14 minutes. Oh, this one, did I mention this one? I had to wash it. It's Calvin Klein. I think I mentioned it yesterday. It's a dress. I can't forget. I'm like, did I look at it and think about mentioning it? Or did I actually mention it? Okay. I'm going to look over here for a second. I'll be right back. Running out of stuff from the haul videos because it's all getting listed, which is good. That I know I talked about. I know I talked about that. Norm Thompson 3X, Escape from the Ordinary. I think I got this because I was doing some sell-through on like 3X, just 3X this style, and it had a really good sell-through. Here is a Eddie Bauer new with tags, and the new with tags says 25. I wonder if this is like new with tag vintage. Just a sweater. It's just cotton, I think. 100% cotton, so good. So, and it was like a couple of dollars at that church sale, so I figure I can make 15. So I'm getting some good ideas of books to read from that. Right now I'm reading Bird by Bird, Anne Lamott, and then I'm reading this book. And then I was reading On and Off Walden by Thoreau. Boy, does he have some thought-provoking ideas in that. Never read it. Heard about it my whole life. Never read it. He's very funny. Boy, if you're like a minimalist, how many of you have read Walden out there? Did it affect your life in any way? Put it in the comments below. I'm interested. What are you reading? Recommend me some good books. I've liked all the classics, the Dickens, the Austen, all of that. Read them all, I hope. Well, there's still some that pop up now and then that I've never heard of, books of that kind. I'm not too into like romances, like modern romance type things. I'm not too into like mysteries, although I might be. I might be into mysteries and I just don't know it. My husband and I like to listen to Agatha Christie and Sherlock Holmes when we're driving. So, anyways, anything good. I like anything good. Like a good page turner. Don't we all? This is Knox Rose. I read a lot. But the best book I've read this month was Goodnight Moon to my granddaughter Evelyn. It felt so good because that's the book that we read to our 3 children, and to read it to her was just, you know, Goodnight Moon? The great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon. I should have it memorized. Knox Rose, anyways. Just a little top size large. Might keep it. I like it. Got a lot of sweaters there just because they were cheap. This one I'm just noticing. It's Shenandoah. Just noticing a little stain there. You can see it, but, well, it is on both sides. But it kind of is the same color as the sweater, so I have to check it out for other. Shenandoah, it feels like cotton, and it just felt nice. Nice style. Maybe 20 for that. Green envelope, Los Angeles. I think I just, and it's a size small. I think I just, sometimes if it's like a woke sounding thing, I just pick it up. It's probably really cheap. And this one is called John Galt, California. Isn't John Galt the character in one of Ayn Rand's novels, Atlas Shrugged? Put it in the comments below. Tell me who John Galt is. 0S. Oh, I think that means one size, doesn't it? That's nice. Yeah, it just looked like it could be something. Columbia large. Just a nice pullover. No pockets. There's something here. All right, I'll do that later. J. Jill. Of J. Jill. A little bit of pilling on this one. Noticing here. Like, I never knew what pilling was before I started eBay. I mean, I knew what it was, but I guess it just wasn't part of my everyday vocabulary. J. Jill. Medium. There are a lot of things that I didn't know until I started doing eBay. And YouTube. Anyways, I'm just so, I feel like I'm very, I probably list that for 20. Very, out there right now. Toad and Company. Now there's Horny Toad, and then I think they changed their name to Toad and Company, medium. And this is like a sweater dress. Now this does have this. I'm gonna have to, that's even, yeah, that's bad pilling, but it's Toad and Co. They have a good sell-through. Size medium, so that's good. 25 maybe for this. That's all I got, folks. We go, 20 minutes and 57 seconds. All right. See you in the next